Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very clear, very clear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so see here, this is a demo class. Is it with reference to the Fortinet or the FortiGate? Okay, the NSE 4 and 7 certifications courses and all. Okay, so the objective of this demo is to know as in how that what are the modules contents that will be covered into the NSE 4 and 7, as well as to also get a glimpse and idea to clear the clutter or the doubt as in why I should go for this course. Okay, so and like how this course will progress. Okay, now saying that, now it's like most of the common certifications in terms of network is CCNA and likewise, right? NE is starting level certifications, but those are with reference to the routers and checking your basic network is skills, right? That do you have a basic fundamental knowledge of the network domain or not? Unlike all those certifications, Fortinet gives you a certification of NSE 4 and 7, as in to prove and establish the skill set that the candidate who has attempted to clear these examinations carry a specific network security skill set. Okay. Now see, so this is not specifically with reference to your network domain, but this is the certification which will prove your skills into the network security domain. So if you want to start, or like someone who wants to shift from one domain to the other, right? And or like you want to start your journey in the security domain itself, this is a go through onto that. So NSE 4 is the basic, it's like the starting level network security examination, where it is going to test your knowledge with reference to the firewall things and all, specifically for the FortiGate firewall. Okay, whereas NSE 7 goes in advanced form. Now, what are the contents into all these things? We will see that in the upcoming slides. But the main question is that, hey, why I should go for this, right? Why not to attend the other examinations that is there in the market? Now, like I said that this examination, okay, is not only going to test your basic fundamentals, but it is also going to prove that the candidate who has cleared the these certifications, or who have attempted these courses, they can effectively configure, manage, and troubleshoot. Okay, so these three things are the key skills which these certifications will test. Okay, so it is not designed to just see your basic knowledge, like okay, fine, what does a certain protocol port number is, or like what is layer 3 and layer 4, not all these things. Okay, it is with reference to the product specific knowledge. Now, why FortiGate, right? Now, I believe everyone would be aware that Fortinet is a company which builds many network security products. One of that is FortiGate, right? The FortiGate is one of the leading firewall in the market. Now, that is not me saying that. It is actually the Gartner, right? So the Gartner has confirmed onto that. I will straightly jump to the reports itself. If you will see the Gartner report, okay, the Gartner reports confirm that the Fortinet is the leading firewall. Okay, it's the leading firewall. Okay, I'm not sure why my pen is not working. Okay, fine. I believe you are still able to see my pointers, right? So see, Fortinet, if you like compare with any other different firewalls. And see, these are the leaders in terms of different businesses. Like for example, enterprise, that means the big ones, okay, the big giants. So they have also preferred Fortinet over all the other products. Okay. Similarly, you go with reference to medium scale businesses or like someone which is larger than the SMB. Okay, they are also preferring Fortinet. If you talk about a small scale businesses or maybe a medium scale businesses, okay, here also first preference is Fortinet. Okay, now it is not only with reference to that. Okay, so these records are like not a 1 year fluke or a 2 year fluke. If you follow the Gartner report, okay, or if you go and visit the Gartner website, you will easily be, it's like there is no doubt into that Fortinet is one of the best product that everyone is voting for year by year. Okay, that means lot of the clients businesses are using this. So the requirement for the engineers who are capable to configure, manage, and troubleshoot the Fortinet devices are high. Okay, and like I said, the NSE 4 and 7 certifications or the course modules are designed to prove these 3 points. That yes, the engineer is capable to configure, manage, and troubleshoot. Okay, so now the question is like, who should go for this course, right? Is it meant for me, or like, is it meant for someone who has the 3 or 4 years of background working on any other product, firewalls and all? Now, to answer that question, this course is meant for anyone who has the basic knowledge of networks. Now, I'm not talking about security because that is something which we will learn in this course itself, okay? I'm talking about basic networks. Basic networks means subnet. So if someone says that, hey, let's say I'm like telling that I have to assign an IP to the interface as 192.168.1.10/24. Okay. So when I say that, that means 1.10 is a usable IP, right? That's a host IP. So what is the network ID of that subnet? That's 192.168.1.0, right? /24. That means it can go as high as 192.168.1.255, which is the broadcast like ID, right? So you can use from 1.1 till 1.2254. Those are your usable IPs. So you should be comfortable with the concept of subnet. You should know what the ARP is, right? You should know that as well. That what the ARP is, why the ARP is used for, correct? It is for the MAC address resolution, correct? So these basic things, okay? If I say that, hey, this is a layer 3 protocol, or let's say I say that, okay, HTTPS is a layer 7 protocol, which uses TCP as layer 4. Now, what does that mean? So I'm referring here as an OSI model. Okay, so these are just the fundamental blocks, ABCD. So if you know about these OSI structures, you know about the ARP, you know about the subnets, you have a fair an idea that what the MAC is, what the IP addresses are. This course is for you. Okay, so this course is not going to ask something more from anyone. Okay, just as a starter, so that you can understand the terms. Okay, when I will be talking about any concept, any features. Okay, these are the common things that I will be using, right? So if you have an awareness of these basic concepts, this course is for you. Irrespective of the domain that you may reside on, you may be from a IT domain for an infra support, maybe working on some sort of a different only with reference to switching or like routing. That doesn't matter. Okay. Now, See, like I said that the entire course will try to build up, it's like we will try to revolve around three main areas. That is how we can effectively manage, we can effectively configure, and we can troubleshoot. Okay, so these three are the key areas. Now see, I'm saying that we have to effectively configure as well. So believe me, I have seen a lot of customers, their firewalls are configured, of course, but they are not optimized. Okay, so doing configuration of a device and optimizing that configuration are two different things. For an example, to allow a certain traffic, maybe an engineer has configured two policies. Maybe another engineer can do the same work by setting up a single policy. So the other one who just achieved the same task with a minimum policy requirement, now that is optimized. Okay, so we will try to understand the configuration as in what, why, and where we are doing. Okay, so these three things has to be answered, right? Why I am doing such a configuration. Okay, in what cases I have to do such a configuration. Okay, so all those different deployment scenarios that has also to be discussed in this. Okay, now, so I will just tell you, it's like you will get an idea that why this course is clubbed with reference to two examination modules, that is NSE 4 and 7. To understand that, we have to first go through the content of the NSE 4 and 7. Okay, and then I will, it's like you will be able to find the verdict why we have created a course which clubs both the examination or which clubs both the modules that is covered in the NSE 4 and 7. Now, like I said, NSE 4 is a basic, okay, it's a starter in terms of network security, right? So the expectation once you are done with the NSE 4 module is that the candidate is now once he is completed with the NSE 4, he can manage the device. That means if I am giving you a brand new firewall, okay, so you know how to bring it up, you know how to do some basic configurations onto it, and you can put it into the test environment or maybe in your production lab. Okay, so you know how to operate on a brand new factory firewall. Okay, it is also assumed that the candidate who has completed NSE 4 can also do the basic troubleshooting. That means if in case there is some issue in the structure, as in your network setup, some traffic is not working or something is going in a different way, you can at least know, or you are aware how to collect the logs. You can do some basic checks to narrow down to a certain extent. Okay, not a complete troubleshooting, but yes, you can at least know that where to check the logs, how to read those logs. Okay, so those things is covered into the NSE 4 as well. Okay, now let me show you the content that is in the NSE 4 and 7. Now, if you look closely with reference to NSE 4, NSE 4 is distributed into two parts, section 1 and section 2. In section 1, anything will start with an introduction, right? And the initial config, like I said, that if I'm going to receive a firewall, right? So how I will bring it up, how I will take the access of that firewall. Someone is asking me to update the software of the firewall, right? So how I will be doing that. Okay, what is the default username and passwords and all? What is the basic configuration, the starter configurations, initial configuration that I have to do, okay, while turning on the firewall? So those things is being tasked. Now that is followed by the understanding theoretical part of a security fabric. Okay, policies, how I will set up the firewall policies, what is the essence of it, what are the multiple situations where I have to play with my policies, right? Changing some fields here and there and why I have to do that. So all those complete aspects of policies will be covered. Okay, natting as in such, your source or destination, that doesn't matter. Okay, so we will be touching the entire NAT concept. Okay, firewall authentication, this is with reference to the administrative access. Okay, so it's not only that. Okay, the authentication has to be secured only for the users who are trying to establish the VPNs or who are trying to access a specific service through your firewall. It's not that true. Even the access to your firewall, the administrator's username and password is not sufficient, right? You have to go through a two-factor authentications and all. So that is the major aspect that we will be touching it here. Okay, we will also see how it's like where you can see the logs, okay, and what to make out of that through the GUI as well as through the CLI. And yes, certificates as in terms of that, how does your firewall behave or like make use of certificate to secure your setup, to secure your network. Okay, so we will see that certificate behavior in the FortiGate firewall. These web filter, application control, antivirus, and IPS. Okay, these are your UTM features. UTM means Unified Threat Management. Okay, there are much more than this, but an NSE4 asks you to only touch these 4 UTMs. Okay. In terms of VPNs, we have to also cover the SSL VPN concept as in terms of configurations and basic issued. Okay. If the second section of the NSE4 covers your routing fundamentals, routing as in basic routes. Okay, that means static routes, PBR, policy-based routings and all. Okay, SD-WAN concept is also covered into this. VPN, one more VPN is covered, that is site-to-site VPN. Okay, and clustering, that is HA. Function of the proxies, okay, how the firewall behave as a proxy. Okay, and of course troubleshooting, whatever the topics that is mentioned in here. So you also have to know the basic troubleshoot, that how, if like something is wrong with the policies, how the logs will look like, right? How you will check that. If something is wrong with the routing, how would you know that, right? So all those basic logs you have to check. So here there are 2 main VPNs that has been touched, that is SSL VPN and IPsec. Okay, site-to-site VPN. Okay, in routing, static routes and PBR. Okay, so these are the topics which has, like once you are done with this, it is said that you are done with the complete firewall itself. Okay, now this is the NSE4. Okay, just have this basic, just get a glance onto it, because now I'm going to show you the NSE7 content. Okay, so see here. NSE7 says that you must be covering your NSE4 module first, and then only you can jump to the NSE7. Why? See here. Now see the NSE7 contents. Security fabric, that was same in the NSE4 as well, right? That was same. Architecture, that is new. Yes, that how your firewall is designed and built up, because in NSE4 it was only talking about the initial configuration, right? That's all, right? But it was not giving you the insight of the hardware design, the basics of it, of course. But yes, you should know what are the hardware components, the major components of your firewall. So that is something which is not in NSE4. traffic and station monitoring. So you can count it in the logging as well. But here, this is when it says traffic and station monitoring, it is talking about the debugs. Okay, debugs in depth. That means the way to troubleshoot. Okay, now routing here. Routing also covers the static and PBR, that is the policy-based routes. This is the same thing that was touched in the NSE 4, okay? But see here, it also has OSPF and BGP, okay? Now that is an addition here, okay? Now, FortiGuard concept, what is the FortiGuard and how does the FortiGuard or like your firewall for FortiGate uses FortiGuard and in what way? So FortiGuard is one of a major component that makes FortiGate what that device is right now. Okay, so we'll talk about that for the course. Now, see here also, if you will see, it is touching the clustering concept, that is high availability. That is also touched into your NSE 4, right? Web filtering, IPS, these are also the UTM features that has been touched in the NSE 4 as well, right? Your IPsec VPN is also touched in here. That was also mentioned in the NSE 4. But here there is one more VPN that is called AD VPN, right? Often commonly called as hub and spoke. Okay, so this is a VPN which is not covered in NSE 4, but it is added in NSE 7. And of course, there is an SD-WAN. Okay, now, if you look closely, almost 95% of the topics are same as in what we just discussed in the NSE 4, right? Yes or no? Same routing, SD-WAN, site-to-site clustering, right? Yes or no? Correct? So what is the difference? Except from one or two topics, 95% of the modules are same. Now see, the difference between NSE 4 and 7 is, let me tell you this difference with reference to an example, okay? Let's say, if you are someone who have only learned the FortiGate firewall concepts with terms of NSE 4. So if someone is going to give you a requirement that, hey, I want to block a certain website. Let's say I want to block google.com, okay? Just as an example. Okay, let's say someone's asked you that, hey, can you please block google.com for me? So if you have done the NSE 4, you know the answer that yes, I will go into the web filter. Sorry. And I will create a static URL entry for the google.com, and with the action block, I will then call the web filter into the policy and it's done. So the google.com will stop working. Good. That is the knowledge that you have when you have only touched NSE 4. But if you know about NSE 7, if let's say you are someone who have also completed the NSE 7, now NSE 7 requires you to know the inside out functioning of your firewall. That said, you will not be only aware that how you will achieve the blocking of google.com through the web filter, but you also have a fair knowledge that how does a web filter works. So you blocked it, right? The firewall is stopping it, good. But what the firewall is actually checking, what it is doing behind the scene, right? So someone sent a Google packet, right? Someone tried to access google.com and the traffic got blocked. So something happened in backend, right? Three-way handshake was there, correct? Then client hello was there. Then the exchange of server hello server certificate might have happened. So where the firewall is stopping it? And the foremost question is, how does my device know that this is the packet for Google and I have to stop it? Correct? So the inside out knowledge, that is something which is given to you in the NSE 7. So our thought behind designing this course is that why we will give you a half-baked knowledge just by letting you know with reference to NSE 4. Since the topics are same, almost same, apart from addition of 2 or 3 things, the topics are almost same in NSE 4 and 7. So if we are going to start web filter, I will start from basics till the highest level of the thing that we can go inside the web filter, right? Let's take a topic and like end it till the extent that it goes, correct? So that's how we are going to learn it. So that's why I said that for this course, if you just have the knowledge of the basics of networks, that is, you know the OSI model, you know the layer 7, layer 4, TCP, UDP, these terms are familiar with you, it's enough. You know the subnets, enough. That is enough for me, because anyhow, whatever the topics that you see listed here, okay, I am going to start from scratch, and we will try to build up the fundamentals onto that, and then we will complete a topic once we are done with all the things onto that. That means starting with basic configurations, logics, and then troubleshooting. Topic is done. That's how I will be proceeding, and that's how this course needs you to learn. Okay, so this is what is like the contents, the concepts that we are going to learn into this NSE 4 and 7. So before I move further, if there is any doubt, concerns till the point that I've mentioned, let me know. Any questions are welcome.
Yeah, hi Rohan. Very good morning. Let me introduce myself. Myself is Gopal Kannan. So almost I have for 8+ years in the IT industries, and I am working one of the IT companies actually. So previously I worked with Palo Alto Firewall.
Okay.
So I want to know.
Yes, Gopal, I think we lost your audio.
Firewall and Palo Alto Firewall architecture platform.
Sorry, Gopal, I think your audio is breaking in there. So can you please repeat your question again one more time?
Sure. Sure. Can you able to hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So my question is, so I worked for the earlier for the Palo Alto firewalls and checkpoint as well. So my question is, what is the major difference between the vendors, Cisco and Palo Alto and checkpoint compared to FortiGate? What is the major difference? What is the architecture platform?
See,
So why we need to
yeah.
go with the FortiGate for firewall?
Okay. Fine. So, okay. So see, like in this starting, I mentioned, right, that why you should see whether you go with Cisco security device, you go with Palo, you go with Checkpoint, you go with Sophos, you go with SRX, that is a product of Juniper, right? Or you go with FortiGate Firewall, that is a Fortinet product. Everyone is in the business claiming to do the same job, and their single goal is to give a sense of security to your entire network, right? That's what each and every product that is designed to do so. Okay. Now, why FortiGate? Now, that is something, see, we will trust whom. It's like, how will I know that I am working on a latest firewall, not on some an outdated device, right? See, the Gartner, right? Gartner is the independent platform, right? Which rates all the technological devices in terms of several groups, categories based upon the business to business model, right? Yes or no? So the
Yep.
Gartner itself. So if it's like this was my opening statement in the first place, right? Why you should go for FortiGate, right? The reason behind that is because go and open Gartner and see the track of the Fortinet product. It's on the top. Sometimes it's like it is second, and that too with a very few margins. Like in this case, you will see that Fortinet is leading Palo in terms of 3.89 and 3.85. So that's not a major difference, right? It's like almost
Yep.
Right.
Same. Yep.
Yes. So they are. So you will always find, if you see the magic quadrant, okay, you will always find Fortinet in the leadership. Okay, so they are the leaders and they have proven. Okay, now let me show you one thing why you should it's like why it is marked as an leader. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, let me share my screen again. I'm going to just show you a glimpse of what this firewall is capable to do. Okay, I'll just show you that. Just give a moment. Where it is? Okay, here it is. Yeah. Let me know once my browser is visible.
Yes, we can.
Okay, see here. So see, like I mentioned, now FortiGuard, right? FortiGuard is also one of the component which will which we have to know, right? So let me give you an insight of that. Okay, as this is a demo class as well, so let me give you some insights of this product. So see, FortiGuard is kind of a cloud deployed servers. Okay, it's a cloud-based servers. Now this server is kind of like what happens is any product that is developed by the Fortinet, okay, if that is a licensed device, let's like here we are only going to focus on the FortiGate firewall. So let me talk about that only. So if you have got a licensed FortiGate firewall, every firewall will sync up with the FortiGuard. For what? For the latest database of the viruses, malwares, signatures for your applications, for your attacks, okay? And categorization of all the URLs, domains, okay? No, it's like you will be surprised to see here. The services, like let me show you, let me start with the basics like web filtering. Okay, so let's say someone says that, hey, I have to block all the websites that is promoting violence, terrorism, okay, extremist thought, okay, some sort of an bad things like pornographies and all. Okay, so I want to block all those things into my network. No one should be able to access such a thing. Okay, now it is next to impossible for any network engineer to make a complete list of that, right? That what are the websites which falls under such a requirement, correct? Yes or no?
Yep, correct.
And
exactly.
let's say by some miracle, even if we did it, so in the next minute, there will be hundreds of new websites for that, right? Which will fall under such a category, right?
Yes.
So
That's why the SOC team every day they are raising the request to block this is malicious traffic, to block the IPs.
Correct.
Those kind of stuffs every day the SOC team is doing. Yep.
They will give you that. Okay. Now let me show you an example of a web filtering. Okay. So the requirement which I just made. Now you can see here 66 million, and this count keeps on increasing, okay, day by day. Okay, so you can see just in last 40 minutes how many updates has been released. 5, correct? Just in last 40 minutes, correct?
Yes.
Actually not 40 minutes, it's just 36 minutes.
36.
Okay? So if you see that these updates are being released frequently. Now what are these updates? These contains the database for the URL categorization. For example, let's take an example. Okay, bbc.com. Okay, search it. You will find out that bbc.com is part of what? News and media, correct? Yes or no? You look for any other things. Okay, like say for example, okay, I'm not going to take a common domains. If anyone has anything in mind, just like let me know. What do you want me to search?
Just put youtube.com or
Okay, youtube.com. Streaming media and download, right?
yes.
Correct. So the point is, see, now if someone say that, hey, I want to block all the websites which gives some video streaming, okay, like maybe Netflix, Hotstar, right? Maybe any other similar applications, which includes YouTube as well. So the companies don't want those things to work, okay? So what I will do is I will simply log in into the firewall, open my web filter, and simply block streaming media and download category. Done. Done. Okay. Now, no matter what someone is trying to access from any part of the world, if his destination website is falling under this category, he is blocked. Now, the point is, how does the firewall know that this website belongs to so and so category?
Yes, streaming, whether it's a streaming or any content based.
Correct. So that is that actually it is based upon the host name. Okay, that is seen in the client hello and the get message, and it will try to match that host name with reference to the database which it received from the FortiGuard. Okay, so that is the essence of it. Now this is just a simple example. Now let me show you intrusion prevention. Okay. Or like I will talk about that later on, but let me show you this antivirus. Okay, this is something which everyone would be familiar with, right? So antivirus is designed to stop what? Viruses,
The malicious
correct?
yeah, yep.
Yes. So see here, as of now, 1.8 million number of new and updated antivirus definitions every week. So this is not the entire database count. It is per week. Okay, so per week, the FortiGuard has been identifying, creating the signature of such an malware's viruses, and it is pushing it to your systems. Just 38 minutes ago, a new database was released, right? So that means something new was found. Got it? And this is matching any virus. Let's say there is a threat. Okay. So if I give you the picture of that person who is threat to you, now that is a very helpful for you, right? Because you know how the threat is looking like. Yes or no? How does the threat looks like? Correct?
Yes, yes.
And hence you can match it and like you can stop it. So that's a very easy work. Any device can do, not a big task. Okay, fine. Someone may also claim that these virus databases are exchanged between the companies as well, right? Because everyone wants to be on the safer side. Agree with that point. But why this FortiGate is on the top is because it is not only capable to stop the known viruses, but it can also stop the unknowns. That means zero-day viruses. No one in the world has seen it, and it is still able to help you to stop such a thing.
Stop. The main goal is agenda is so whichever traffic source to destinations, all the firewalls that we are following the same rule based blocking the traffic, right? Apart from that, the FortiGate is capable of doing all the malicious traffic like antivirus, IPS, and web filtering. So all the kind of stuff like security related stuff is more higher than compared to other vendor. It's
Yes,
the main reasons, right?
and see the record.
Yep.
Okay. Now this is what really matters for me. Okay, because if, like I said, that if I give you the face of the attack, that how does an attack looks like, that means defined signature pattern. So anyone can just do the analysis, match with the existing database, and it can say, okay, hey, this is a attack, I have to stop it, right? But what about the unknowns? You are that person who is the luckiest in the world, and you are facing such a attack for the first time. Okay, no one has seen that before. That is called a zero day, right? Just think of that person who might have faced ransomware for the first time. The world was not aware of it, right?
Yes, exactly.
So such an attack which is not known to anyone. That is called zero day. Now,
Zero
as
day.
you can see that the FortiGate firewall was capable to stop 1026 such it's like zero day. Okay. No one knew, but it was able to do that. We will see how does it.
Yep, in the future. Yep,
it,
upcoming session. Yep, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Great explanation. Yep.
Thank you. Anything else? Yes, please.
Yeah, if as you said that we can block the social media streaming, right?
Yes.
So lots happen that the company requests that they want to block all the social media websites, right? And you already mentioned that it is blocked through like web
Streaming
filter, right?
and media. Under streaming and media, if we are enabling the rule, it will block all the streaming traffic.
You want to block social sites, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, let's say, for example, you want to block Facebook. Okay, see, it's very easy to find out which category I have to block. Now that falls under social networking.
Okay, so now suppose like it's a web filter, right? So it will be blocking only the URL of the Facebook, right?
Yes, more or less, yes. Okay.
Yeah, right. So suppose like if someone is using the app, so it will also block it or like what?
Now see, so that's a good question. Okay, so see, the point is whether you are using an application of a Facebook or a web-based, okay, the initial connection, okay, the messages which has been triggered while you click on your app or while you access your web traffic, okay, that is almost the same, but yes, the application is much more complicated because it will start using the encryption and it will use lot of subdomains to access a specific server, right? Now to control that behavior, now let me add one more pointer what you just asked. Okay, like let's say for example my company wants that, hey, there is an HR department. Okay, so HR department has also got a job to post good things or some activities about the companies, right? That CEO came to a certain webinar or like we did a certain Friday fun activities, right? That life at so and so company, right? You like might have seen a lot of posts in the LinkedIn or Facebook like that, correct? So they have a certain job. So the requirement is that, hey, of course, those things should be blocked for everyone, but even for the HR people, they can access Facebook, but see what I'm saying. Listen to the requirement. I'm saying that the HR people can access the Facebook, but they cannot like any post. They cannot use messengers. They cannot send any text. They cannot send calls using the Facebook Messenger. They cannot play games in the Facebook. Clear? Getting my requirement? Okay.
Right.
But they can access the Facebook just in order to post a it's like some image or something like that on the Facebook, okay, not on the messenger chat and all. Okay, now that's my requirement. I'm going much into the granular control. Okay, so now how you will stop that? Now web filter is useless. Web filter is useless. Why? Because it works in a certain way. Okay, now
So
you have to go with the application control. So that's a different UTM feature that will allow you to control the application behavior. Okay, the question that you asked that, hey, if I'm going to access from the application, right? So if let's say you want to control your applications like YouTube's and all, okay, so yes, for there you have to go with the application control because web filter will be able to block the major domain, but it will not be able to block the minor domains. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Okay, so that will give you a clear insight. Now let's say I am going to access youtube.com. Okay, but let me do this. I'm accessing youtube.com, okay? See here. See, I just accessed YouTube, right? Yes or no? Correct?
Yes.
But see in the backend what happened. Okay. If you will watch closely, now see, this is the requested URL for lot of domains, right? See here.
There are traffic is rerouting the different domain.
Correct. Correct.
After clicking, can you click some inside YouTube? Click someone any.
Okay.
Yes, can you scroll down whether it's
Now see, it is like
refresh?
okay, it is like loading.
So there are different the domain is falling under this.
Correct.
After we clicking this some of the URL say inside YouTube, so there are different domain is looking that.
See here. Okay. Now I'm receiving a 200 status code. That means the URL that my browser tried to look for. This is that URL. Okay. Now I'm getting a code of it, right? The main parent is youtube.com, but actually the URL that was accessed, that is a different one, correct? You can see it here, request URL, right? And there are several more, correct? Now, coming to the question that was asked, that will the web filter will be able to stop my traffic with reference to YouTube, Facebook only with the website or also for the applications? So to answer that, see, your web filter will be able to stop the parent domain. That means youtube.com. Of course, it will be able to stop, but it cannot stop the subdomains. Okay. There, if your YouTube is also initiating the traffic for gstatic.com, that is something it will not block, right? Because you have
Child domain. Yeah.
yes, because
Correct.
you have configured the entry only for youtube.com, right? So it will only block youtube.com. So you may see certain pages opening partially or even they will fail to load. So yes, it will stop your application as well as your web page. But if you want to control the complete behavior, like what can be accessed, what cannot be. Now, please note, even your FortiGate firewall can do, one thing with reference to YouTube, that you can only watch this video. Rest all YouTube videos will not work for you. Only this video will work. It can also do that. For that, there is a separate YouTube feature that is called video filter. Okay, so there are a lot of YouTube features, and every feature has a specific work that has to be done. Okay, and they behave in a certain way. See, I am never going to it's like I never start any concept saying that okay, this is what it works, this is how it behaves, this is what it is written. Okay, I never start concept with that. I always say unless there is a challenge, there is no need to learn a solution to it. Okay, so why my web filter is not able to control the application behavior? What is the challenge? Once you understand that, that is when I will tell you that okay, the solution to that challenge is application control. So that will make a sense to you. Okay, so it's not that someone has written something and I'm going to believe that blindly. We will prove that in the lab. Okay, because we know how it functions. So it depends upon the behavior. Like I said, web filter behaves on the client hello server certificate as well as get message. Okay, so these are the three messages which is very important for the web filter. That is what it looks for. It does not look for anything else. Okay, now we all know that SSL handshake is done for the major domain, right? And whatever the domain that the SSL handshake will be done for, that is when only he will see the client hello message, else he will not see. This is the reason why web filter cannot control the app. It's like the behavior of your Facebook or behavior of your YouTube or any other application. Okay, so this is just a summarized view that I just told you, but we will see that in flow as well. Okay, so was I able to address the query that was raised? Someone asked me about the web filter. I'm sorry, I got your name, but was it clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
And one more thing, like like if someone is requesting to block this particular social media, as we all know that VPN is something that everybody knows how to use it, right? And to use the block things.
Yes.
So I believe that it will be also able to block for that.
Yes. See, you have if you have the Fortinet firewall, okay, let the customers use whatever the bypass VPN that they want to use, even the best in the market, that is Siphon 3. Okay, Siphon 3 is one of the best. Okay. If the configuration of the firewall has been done properly with reference to the inspection, no matter how good they have hidden the YouTube traffic, they might have encrypted it. Even the SIM packet of the YouTube is been hidden. Okay, that doesn't matter. They cannot hide. The firewall dissects it, inspects everything what is being received on the firewall. Okay, so there's a specific configuration that you have to ensure. That is only when it will start looking into everything and then it will stop it. Okay, so whether you are coming with reference to a VPN or stately with reference to your applications, it doesn't matter. You must like see, the thing is, let me give an example to that. Okay, so the attacks are always not in a form of simple a brute force or kind of DOS and all. Okay, I might have accessed a website called Putty. Okay, let's take an example. Putty. Okay, Putty download. Clear? I'm just trying to download a Putty. Okay, now what is the guarantee that when I'm going to click onto this download, right, MSI, right, when I'm going to click onto it, the file which downloaded, it does not contain any malicious code beside it. As soon as I will click onto it to run, maybe something bad will also be executed without my knowledge onto my system, right? And my system is compromised, correct? What is the guarantee? Nothing, right?
Yes, nothing.
So, but if you have the Fortinet firewall, when I downloaded this, okay, every bits and bytes has been checked. Okay, if there is something hidden malicious and it is matching with the existing signature as was provided by the FortiGuard, it is going to stop it then and there.
Including encryption traffic also, AEH,
Including,
SHA, whatever it is, VPN traffic, everything.
yes,
it will.
Yes, see here.
Right.
That is what I showed you. This here. This is a SSL handshake, right?
Yep.
Correct?
Yes.
So that means when I access this website, SSL handshake was done, correct?
Yes.
And we all know that after the SSL handshake, every exchange of messages between client and server is encrypted. Yes?
Yes.
That means when I'm going to download, that download stream, the server response will be encrypted, correct?
Yes, correct.
So that is what I said, that your firewall is capable to read all the information. The only thing is you have to do the right configuration.
Configuration, great. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Thanks.
okay. Any other questions? Any other? Okay. If not, then okay. Let me continue further. Now, see, like I said that my way of teaching, okay, is that I touch the concepts first in terms of challenge. What is the challenge? Then we will try to discuss onto it. I believe in open platforms. That means you give your thoughts, put your thoughts, whatever the queries that I may have. Okay, there is just a challenge. Let's say I will pick up challenge saying that, okay, the task is to ensure that there is a continued internet connectivity to my LAN users. That's a single task, right? So what are the issues that will come across? What are the things that we have to think of? What are the solutions that we can think of? We will brainstorm on it, and believe me, we will be stuck somewhere, okay, that we will not have an answer to, and that is when we will try to see, okay, fine, so this is where we are stuck, and now the answer to that is so and so thing. Okay, so that's how we will try to learn the concepts. Okay, once we have done with the theory part, Every statement that is made by me, you do not have to trust it. I never ask anyone to trust my words, okay? It's never my words against yours or yours against mine. It is never that. It's all about the logs, right? What do we see on the firewall? That is all that matters, correct? Because I'm also going to trust that. You are also going to trust that. So every concept, every statement that is made by me has to be supported by the lab. And this is the lab that we have, okay? Once you enroll into the courses, you will be able to get the access of all these devices. Come on, is there any device turned on or what? Stop. Just give a moment. Yeah, finally stopped. Okay, see, there are a lot of labs in here, okay? Don't focus onto this. These labs has been accumulated with reference to batches. So mainly we will be working on, it's like I will be working on basic labs, okay? This is where we will learn the basic concepts, okay? Please note, I am not going to give you those complicated, big topologies and all, okay? That is something which is not my style, okay? My motive is simple, to make you understand the concepts. If I'm telling you that, okay, hey, there is an active passive cluster, there is an active cluster. Now the point is, I'm not going to give you 4 or 8 devices to build a cluster, or like how the cluster works to just sound it a cool and all. That's not the goal in this batch. Okay, my goal is to make you understand how active passive works, how active works. Because if you know the functioning with reference to 2 devices, I believe there is no difference in the functioning whether you are handling 4 or 8 devices. Yes or no? If you know how the SSL handshake works for a single website, there is no point to learn the SSL handshake for multiple websites, correct? Right? So we will try to focus on the concepts with reference to that. That's why you will see that my labs that I will be using is very basics. Okay, it is a very plain structure. Okay, and that is, we will try to see that how we will build it up now. But yes, we have separate labs for clustering, for routings, for your NATings, for your VPNs. We will have separate labs for that. Okay, so whatever we will try to prove as in theory, we will also try to prove the same thing in the lab. So that will reinforce our concept that we will be learning in the class. Okay, clear? Please note, I will not be asking you to do any lab activity which I have not done by myself. I will do everything, all the labs, show you every configurations, how to check it, how to verify it, how to do it. And that is when I will be asking you to do the same thing. You can see here the labs listed. Okay, few of the labs are mentioned in here, but these all things will be done by me as well. Okay, so I'm not going to give you anything which is like something which I have not done myself. Okay, and since, see, the logic behind that is that all the classes that will be given, okay, they are recorded. Okay, they are recorded. So if I have done the lab and it's on the recorded video, so anyone, if let's say, see, some of you might be like working, some of you might be engaged in some other important works and all. So it's not that you will always be able to follow the class on the same day or the next day, right? You may get time maybe in your weekends, maybe during your weekdays, but whenever you have the time, you should be having a proper resource to review the class, do the lab again, right? So you should not be jumping from point to point asking the questions. That's why I will do all the thing on the recorded line, so that you can always rewatch that video and you will have your lab functioning. Clear? Okay, but if still you have some doubts and all, always welcome to
Hi, all. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, so guys, welcome to the demo session for the AZ104, and I am gonna be your trainer for this module. So today we are going to talk about that what and all syllabus we are going to cover under this, what and all topics we are going to cover under this, right? And as you know, this is going to be the weekend batch, right? And the whole module, the whole AZ104 is totally based on the practical labs. It is totally based on the live scenarios. It is totally based on the companies, how companies are working onto Azure, or how they are opting the cloud technology, right? So yes, Microsoft is a most emerging Azure is basically a most emerging cloud technology that is being used in the organization nowadays, right? Yes, the market leader is AWS, no doubt, but the second one is Azure, AZ10 Azure, and like Azure has multiple services, but and all services AWS is giving the same services Microsoft is also giving to its clients, and maybe by 2025 it will be able to get more market. It will be able to get more, the more market into the client, and the more companies will be able to opt for Microsoft Azure, right? So our whole module is totally based on the syllabus that is provided by the Microsoft. Okay, and let me show you. So first of all, just a second, guys. It is. So hope you all are aware of what is cloud computing, right? So can anybody explain what a cloud computing is? Can anybody tell? Any one of you?
To host our server and network somewhere in cloud, so from the corporate office user can access. It's a little bit cheap, and the maintenance will not require from our side. It will show the cloud management responsibility. That's what I know. That
Exactly, as simple as that only. Yes. So earlier, what we used to do, we have to build our data center, we have to procure the servers, we have to procure the network devices, and then security, and then backup, power backup, internet backup. Everything we have to plan if everything we have to plan if we have to build a data center, right? But nowadays it is not needed at all. What we can do, we can just go for either of the cloud technology, right? And we can just build our infrastructure over there, and no need to create no need to plan the maintenance, and all this is actually maintained by the vendor itself. If it is AWS, then AWS will going to manage the maintenance. If it is Azure, Azure will going to manage your servers, manage your power backup, and whatever the things are needed. Okay, and even it gives you the liberty to pay only the services that you are using, right? If let's suppose you installed a server, you created a server onto Azure, right? And Microsoft is going to charge only for the time that services has been run, right? It is not going to charge you 24 into 7. It will going to charge till the server is in the power on state. So this is the like, you can say this is a plus point, right? Only you have to pay to the that amount only for which your services are running. Okay, and even as I told you, no need to take care of the maintenance, no need to take care of the internet, right? Everything is being managed by the Microsoft. Okay, so to create a Azure account, we will be needing one credit card, right? There are two types of subscription that we can get under Azure. One is pay as you go, and the second one is free trial, right? So for now, I am using free trial account. Let me Azure portal dot. So to access the portal, so the URL will be portal.azure.com, right? Okay. So as I told you, there are two types of account. Either you can go with the pay as you go. Yes, company used to go with pay as you go only because they do not afford, or it will, free offering will not going to help in real time environment, right? So in real time, we have to go with pay as you go service, right? And Microsoft is going to charge you per month. So per month, it will going to generate a bill for you, whatever services you have opted, whatever the services are running in your tenant, it is going to charge from you. Okay. So to create a free trial account, we will be needing one credit card. Right, first of all, we have to create a account either on you can create your email ID on either on Gmail or on Outlook, right? After creating an account, we have to sign up for free trial account, right? And to create